After a rigorous and thorough competition between some of America's top aerospace companies, the Air Force is going to be awarding the contract for the next generation air dominance platform to Boeing.
Let's talk about corporate greed. The kind of greed that not only gets people killed, but then gets rewarded with billions in government contracts. Yeah, I'm talking about Boeing. Boeing has just locked down a $20 billion deal to build the brand new F-47 stealth fighter, named not so subtly after the 47th President of the United States. The blatant butt-kissing is undeniable.
And it'll be known as the F-47. The generals picked a title, and it's a beautiful number, F-47.
But let's not get distracted by the shiny new jet. Let's talk about why this company shouldn't be getting rewarded in the first place. Because let's not forget, Boeing has blood on its hands.
The tragic losses of Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 and Lion Air Flight 610 affect us all, and we join the world with heavy hearts in grieving.
I'm talking about two disasters, 346 people dead because Boeing cut corners, because they lied to regulators, and they put profits ahead of human lives. And when they got caught, did they face real consequences? Did they really get held accountable? No. Instead, they cut a sweetheart deal with the government, paid a fine, and promised to, quote, do better. And now they're trying to erase that history, rebrand themselves, and rake in billions from the Pentagon. You see, it's not just commercial flights either. NASA astronauts Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore were supposed to be on a short test flight aboard Boeing's Starliner. That short test turned into 9 months stuck on the International Space Station. Why? Because Boeing's capsule wasn't safe to fly home. You know how they finally got back? On a SpaceX capsule. That's right, Elon Musk had to bail them out.
They flew up on the Boeing vehicle and home on SpaceX. This is a lesson learned for NASA too, such that when we do have Boeing and SpaceX both flying on a regular basis, we need to be able to do the opposite too. If we come up on a SpaceX vehicle and have a problem, to be bringing people home on a Boeing vehicle.
But let's get back to that criminal case we mentioned earlier, because yes, Boeing is about to go on trial for fraud over those 737 MAX crashes. After originally agreeing to plead guilty and pay a $487 million fine, now they're trying to get back out of their own deal. Because why not? If you're a massive corporation, rules don't really apply to you, right? A US judge called Boeing's actions the deadliest corporate crime in US history. And he's not wrong. But what's worse is that it's not just about what happened, it's about what keeps happening.
You swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Boeing's safety practices were under scrutiny yet again last year at a US Senate hearing. There was an employee there who characterized the company's top-selling 787 jet as prone to disaster. Once again, because of safety oversight.
Since 2013, there have been serious issues on the 787 program, not properly closing thousands of gaps in its assembly of the fuselage on major joints. I repeatedly produced reports for my supervisors and Boeing management demonstrating that the gaps in the 787 not being properly measured or shimmed in two major joints of the 787. Evaluating from the 29 inspected airplane data, I found gaps exceeding the specification that were not properly addressed 98.7% of the time.
Still today, Boeing keeps getting a free pass, and they're back to business as usual. Now you see how this works? You killed 346 people, you screw over NASA, you lie to regulators, and what happens? You get rewarded. The families of the crash victims are begging the Department of Justice to stop negotiating and move forward with a full trial. And they should. Because this is about more than just Boeing. This is about whether or not corporate criminals can keep getting away with murder. Boeing wants you to forget about the 737 MAX. They want you to forget about the astronauts they stranded in space. They want you to look at their shiny new $20 billion stealth jet contract and say, wow, look how patriotic. But here's the thing, we're not forgetting, and you shouldn't either. And that's your cold, hard truth. Stay curious, stay critical, and I'll see you next time with another truth you need to hear.